teachers, Brahmology and Bryology. Both of these teachers have incredible wisdom to share, and both of them had some sort of life-altering event which led them to discover the path of wholeness. This course wasn't only about theory. We all participated in learning yoga postures. Mind you, I've been doing this for almost 50 years, yet I learned so much. This is their life. They teach this knowledge, they breathe this knowledge, and most important, they practice this knowledge. Note the word practice. Without practicing what you learn, one is like a parrot, just mumbling words. With this course, I'm fine-tuning my life. Life always changes and morphs. The wise one understands this and changes accordingly. Up until this point, before taking this course, my knowledge came from doing research. This led me a first-hand perspective to see the world through their eyes. It was a beautiful feeling to see that we both have the same perception of life. You are your own drugstore. You are your own doctor. I discovered this in my teen years. Both of these teachers have kindness and wisdom. At times, we would be performing a yoga posture, and someone would ask a question through chat. Both teachers would kindly answer the question. My personal advice is this course can take you places that you can't even imagine for your health. Common sense is uncommon. The world at large is divorced from nature. Our lifestyles go against nature. No wonder disease is rampant all around the world. A wise soul is one who learns to live in harmony with nature and discovers the jewel within. This course will give you the tools so you may implement them. You are given the shovel of knowledge, yet you must dig the hole and discover the jewel inside you. Asanas. In our busy world, we don't listen to our bodies in nature. Most of us are stiff as a board. Consequently, we can't bend like a flower in a breeze. The wise masters of the past learned how to enter into the world of silence. They became one with nature and the universe. The more attention you pay to your true nature, the more attention it pays to you. Practicing asanas or postures is a way to bring complete harmony to your life. One must be aware. At first, it's just physical. Over time, one sees and feels that these postures blend the mind, body, and soul connection. One senses and feels that the human body is more quantum than physical. This is a practical experience. I learned at a young age to close my eyes when doing a posture. Mind you, not 100% of the time. Yet by closing your eyes and spending time on a posture, one goes deeper and deeper. Your meditation practice and asanas go hand in hand. The more one opens up the door within, the easier the postures become. Likewise, the more relaxed you become, the easier you can meditate. One key concept I learned from the Jains is relaxation and letting go. This is vital to understand your true nature and improve your health. The body is always talking to you, except you're so busy and uninterested in what wisdom is saying. Never force yourself and try to prove to others. This is not a competition. Slow down. Listen to your body. Breathe. There is a power behind your breath that is keeping you alive. Behind this breath lies your true nature. The more you pay attention to it, the more it pays attention to you. In the beginning, it may take you 1 hour to sink in and feel the source of love. After some time and practice, when you close your eyes, you are already there. Asanas and meditation go hand in hand. Practicing asanas is a physical way to become one with nature and your true self. It helps to bring balance and harmony to your mind, body, and soul connection. The disease occurs when the mind and body are out of balance. Most people use Western medicine to try to heal themselves. Their doctors prescribe it to them. Yet all Western medicine has side effects. It simply hides the symptoms. The disease becomes more chronic. Your human body has the intelligence and wisdom to heal. As I said, you are your own chemistry set. It is up to you what chemicals you release into your brain. Unfortunately, this is not taught in schools. Even one hears about this. The majority of people don't want to change for the better. This is the paradox in life. We want true happiness. Yet, when it comes our way, we ignore it. This is Maya, or illusion, placing the spell over us. It's like a wise man understands that when watching a movie in a movie theater, that is simply light creating images on a screen. The wise man can turn his head backwards and see light streaming from a projector. The Jain and many others understood the oneness of all life. They knew how to connect to their true nature. This is solely needed today. The ancient yogis understood that if the body is restless and agitated, the mind will be. If the body and mind are agitated, good luck in trying to meditate. The mind, body, and soul connection is an intricate part of your life. Yet humanity can't see the forest from the trees. Pranayama. The Jains had 24 Tirthankaras. Mahavir was the last one. He died about 2,500 years ago. In my eyes, they were the original scientists. Their lab existed inside of them. Can you imagine this incredible lineage? From fine-tuning the ways to make the world a better society, and for each individual to discover the jewel within. Here's a definition of pranayama by Swami Harshananda. Pranayama is control of the pranic energy through the regularization of the breathing process as detailed in the works on yoga. Its 3 steps are Piraka, inhalation, Kumbhaka, retention, Vikaka, exhalation. The Gaya mantra, along with the Bhadra's, is used in pranayama to keep time. Pranayama helps to control the mind also. I find it quite fascinating that we breathe from taking our first breath when we are born to taking our last breath when we die. Yet during our entire life, we take it for granted. We are oblivious of the power behind the breath. I've said many times, you are the universe. You just don't know it. Behind your breath lies the vast, infinite creation. This is keeping you alive. The same life force energy sustains the entire universe. Yet we go on in our mere life focusing on the external only. These ancient teachers were the quantum scientists of today. One major huge difference was the fact they discovered this wisdom from the lab within. Without life force energy, the body dies. The cause of all disease is when a man goes against the laws of nature. A wise man understands these laws and lives his life following him. The Jains have transmuted this knowledge from generation after generation. Just think, a part of you exists in the quantum field, yet we have no idea of our magnificence. Pranayama is a means to discover our true nature. It is one of the wise avenues to develop a daily practice. Each day, one practices the mind and body are being fine-tuned to the guitar of life. Many people may think about what does breathing exercises have to do with this. To be honest, mankind has simply missed the mark. We can't see the forest from the trees. We have lost our simplicity and being in tune with nature. Nature is alive and aware. Man only sees around 1% of the light spectrum, yet we are convinced we see properly. The quantum field is all about us. It lies inside of you. The Jains have provided tools for thousands of years. Pranayama is part of the toolkit. Meditation. Meditation is the foundation for life. One famous teacher once said that the definition of meditation is perfect concentration upon a perfect point. The Jains discovered how to live in a constant, continuous state of awareness. Over thousands of years, they fine-tuned these meditation techniques. Many of them are the same that was taught thousands of years ago. I love to meditate. This wasn't a meditation course per se, yet the emphasis was to live in this state of awareness in your daily life. Mind you, this was only step one that was taught. This was the beginner's class. They have many other levels or classes that they teach. Even step one was highly defined. All the class topics had the underlying meaning to be conscious and aware. For example, doing yoga asanas to get the greatest benefit, one must slow down and be in a state of awareness. The more one lives in that state consciously, the more benefits comes from your asana practice. The same goes for pranayama. Without being conscious and aware, these are just breathing techniques. One will just get bored and give up. In the beginning, everyone must go through this. Nobody gets a free ride. Nobody will drive the car for you. That's why it's called free will. Yet these classes provide the most comprehensive sorts of knowledge under one umbrella. You can find this information on the internet, yet the wisdom might be dubious. Both of these Jain teachers have studied and practiced what works. This is not an English class. This is a class where the individual can fine-tune the guitar of life in all areas of life. I love to meditate. Always have, always will. I'm constantly growing and learning. I was the only non-Indian taking the class. I was amazed by how my thoughts, beliefs, and spiritual practice were in complete alignment with theirs. I'm looking forward to the next incredible step on this journey. Chakras. In the West, many people make fun when they hear the word chakras. The movie industry is notorious for making fun of it. Yet the Jains have made this an intricate part of their spiritual practice. For many years, I understood the principles, yet it was just theory. About 10 years ago, I was researching chakras and discovered the world of Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza is a neuroscientist. He has been studying the mind, body, and soul connection. He believes, and I believe, that energy medicine is the wave of the future. The Jains believed in the inner drugstore for thousands of years. Yet in the West, it's only been in the past 30 years. This has been slightly embraced by the medical establishment. Dr. Joe utilizes chakras meditation in his work. He doesn't use the word chakras, he uses the word energy centers. Once again, he knows the West can't relate to chakras. I have a saying, the more you pay attention to something, the more it pays attention to you. For example, these energy systems are an intricate part of the human body. You wouldn't be alive if they malfunction. Some mediums can read your auric field and predict when you might die. For the past years, I've been focusing on these centers. My experience is that we are made up of infinite energy, and the physical body is only a minute layer of physicality. In other words, we are the universe walking around in a human body. I usually spend about 2 hours in my sleep focusing on my chakras. There's an energetic field that we all enter to when we go to sleep. Sleep allows the human body to recharge and heal itself. Yet, many people think that going to bed is a drag. Imagine focusing on your chakras and being in that same sleep state and being aware. There are infinite love and compassion keeping you alive. Each chakra relates to a specific part of the endocrine system. By focusing on them, the entire endocrine system is being balanced and healed. All disease is created by unhealthy lifestyles. No wonder the Jains talked about the chakras. Many scientists know that disease first gets created in our chakras, and over time it manifests in our human bodies. Scientists now have subtle instruments to prove this. Nikola Tesla said, "If you wish to understand the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. It's our doubt and change in frequencies and our inability to hold thoughts and visions for extended time that takes us off our path." We still live in a Newtonian world. The quantum theory has been around for over 100 years, yet we can't see the forest from the trees. I find it fascinating that the ancient yogis not only understood these subtle principles, yet it was the foundation of their lives. This is our true nature, yet we are oblivious to it. Our first step must be to develop our free will to embark on this incredible journey. The change will only occur when you pay attention inside of you. This is an infinite journey. One always will fine-tune the guitar of life. Even when one has meditated for 1,000,000,000 years, you can never rest on your laurels. Even in that state, it's one small step after another. This journey is infinite. When I was in India many years ago, I heard this song. Someone has a jewel in their hand and doesn't know how precious it is. We have this precious human body, yet we have no idea of our magnificence. Acupressure. I wrote the following in my book, Dragon Tales. This book is a children's story about the ultimate transformation of society. I wrote a chapter based upon my dear friend David, an acupuncturist. David the dragon uses simple English to describe how it works. The East has been thousands of years ahead of us in the West in discovering these subtle energies inside of us. For them, it was clear as day. It wasn't just a fancy theory, but a moment-by-moment experience of the river of life inside of us.
David the Dragon. Hi, I'm David the Dragon. I'm best of friends with Little Ricky. You read about me in the story. I'm over 5,000 years old. I'm still young at heart. You see, I take care of myself. Where I come from, the British Isles, the dragons really didn't have any common sense. You could say common sense is uncommon. Where I come from, the dragons didn't exercise or eat good foods. They partied all throughout the night. To be frank, they didn't have a clue about universal laws. They were only interested in acquiring stolen treasure and fighting. Boy, what kind of existence is that? When we flew from the west to the east, our entire lifestyle changed for the better. We started to take a look at how to make a better life for the dragons. As you see, only young dragons came with us. The rest were stuck in their old ways. Quite frankly, they had no desire to change. They liked misery. Well, we decided to have a grand adventure. We learned how to meditate in Zorak, and the rest is history. We learned very young that life is an external and internal adventure. Bet you nobody told you that. We came to a point where we could see energy all around us and in us, that there was a block over time. Disease would take place. You see, in the bodies of humans and dragons lie a vast number of rivers and streams. In a healthy body, these rivers and streams are flowing properly. But the more ones have a life out of balance, these rivers and streams get clogged up and don't flow properly. The water over time becomes stagnant and mosquitoes can fester. This is where disease manifests. Here's an example of anger. When a person is always angry, this blocks the rivers and streams inside the body. Over time, the body becomes angry and can fight against itself. You call this cancer. Cancer is angry cells. We discovered a long time ago that by using needles at a certain point on the body, we can begin to unblock the rivers and streams. Yet the acupuncturists can help to unblock these dams. Yet it's up to you to change, modify, and learn how to be healthy. In the West, you go to a doctor and take the medicine. Your symptoms go away. Your drugs have side effects. The patient takes no responsibility. No wonder your system is messed up. A wise person begins to listen within and change accordingly. This person realizes that proper rest is the key. In the West, sleep and rest is sort of a nuisance. They don't have the understanding of how important it is. In order for the body to heal and repair, it needs rest. Period. We live such a fast pace, we have forgotten why we need sleep and rest in the first place. The acupuncture during this time had an easy job. He knew how to break the dam and let the waters flow properly. He might give some healing herbs to the child. The child understood completely that the acupuncturist could only assist so far in the process. She knew that it was up to her to follow through and live day by day the natural laws of life. You see, their culture was understanding and practicing every moment these natural laws. Unfortunately, in our world, today's man has lost touch with his true nature. Consequently, disease is quite common. Our herbs that are given out are organic and have no side effects. They're extremely beneficial in helping the body to balance. Your Western medicine has extreme side effects and can cause death. Listen to the commercials today and you will hear a lovely voice telling all the side effects the drugs have. They're concerned to make a profit. That is the bottom line. No, kids, listen to this story. Only your generation can change this wacky system. You can look at different and natural ways. You can see chemicals are the least effective ways for healing. There's scientists know about energy, but at the present moment, only a few doctors are researching about the power of energy. This is where acupuncture comes in. In the future, there will be myriads of different discoveries and inventions. The more a society becomes more aware, the more the discoveries can occur. You see, only in an open society can change occur for the better. These new discoveries can be used for good, or they can be a complete disaster. The nuclear bomb is a prime example. The genie got loose, and now the world is trying to find out how to rein in the genie. You see, your world has a lot to learn. Imagine most of the world is looking externally, but the jewel lies within. You need a balance between the external and internal. Millions of people are waking up to this fact. At a certain point in time, when humanity truly understands this, your inventions will be so-called a miracle in life. In fact, they aren't miracles in life, but your understanding is at a different level. Your cell phone would be considered a gift from God 500 years ago. I bet each one of you kids knows how to operate one. You have no problems with that. In the same way, the more you understand the laws of the universe, more incredible inventions will come your way. Nature wants to give her incredible gifts, but you have to be in sync to receive them. Anger, war, greed will never be the way to discover these gifts. For thousands of years, war is not the answer. It has never solved anything and never will. Only the kids can truly change for the better. Hopefully, you will listen to this story and remember your generation can change for the better. The seeds have been planted many millions of years ago. You can be the fruit that can change this world. Remember, you are never alone. Someday you will realize this. You will see that all of humanity and the dragons are in the same boat together. You are the universe. You just don't know it.
Mantras. The Jains have used mantras for thousands of years. Imagine a tuning fork. A tuning fork vibrates at the frequency of whatever it touches. The mind is a tuning fork. The ancient Jain masters learned through paying attention to nature and by meditating. There are sacred sounds that exist inside of us. Only through silence can one hear these sounds. Yes, that is a paradox. In silence lies all the sacred sounds of the universe. By repeating these sounds, and over time, by listening to these sacred sounds within, the mind becomes in harmony. The mind sinks just like modern-day radar upon a flying object. The mind automatically sinks into the sound, and all troubles disappear. Mind you, this takes time, yet an understanding of the process helps one on this journey. There is a vast storehouse of mantras out there. What is needed is clarity or the practical knowledge of the effects they have on the mind, body, and soul connection. Sound can heal and does heal. Once again, the basic principle comes to mind. The more you pay attention to something, the more it pays attention to you. This works good or bad. While in India many moons ago, I heard this phrase, "Tell me who you associate your free time with, and I will tell you who you are." Satsang means the company of truth, yet our society and the world at large lives their lives oblivious to the sacred wisdom within. The entire universe is alive and is vibrating. Any vibration has a sound frequency stemming from it. The ancients discovered and listened to these universal mantras or sounds. They exist right now, yet mankind is so busy looking externally to live their precious lives. Sound is one of the greatest healing ways to heal the mind and body. Human anatomy. I'm sure that all of us had a human anatomy class before. In this section, one learns how precious this human body is. One learns whether you like it or not, but every action you take has a good or not so good consequence. Many people love to smoke and don't want to give it up. Years later, a serious disease comes along. We create our diseases through our lifestyles. Many people think that my DNA controls my destiny. Yet Dr. Bruce Lipton discovered in the 1960s that our environment is the major factor, not the DNA. The DNA is only a factor in probably 5% of the cases. A person's lifestyle is a major factor. We are our own doctors. Now, I'm not saying don't go to a doctor. What I'm saying is you must change your lifestyle and habits. Nobody can do it for you. Western medicine will only take away your symptoms so you can feel better. It will not go to the root and cure you. Only by balancing the mind, body, and soul connection can one heal. By understanding human anatomy, one begins to learn how to be in balance with nature. When one takes healthy steps to enable the human body to be in harmony with nature. Note, I said being in harmony with nature. We are oblivious to the laws of nature. Our lifestyles are out of sync with nature. No wonder humanity is in such a huge mess. Common sense is uncommon. Both Premilachi and Priyachi had the same message. Only you can change. Nobody will do it for you. Seed therapy. I thought that I knew all about the various kinds of healing modalities. Yet from this class, I learned about seed therapy. Seeds contain wisdom and knowledge. Imagine a huge sequoia tree. From one small seed, a magnificent tree is born. It can live over a couple of thousands of years. All the potential energy is contained within the seed. The great healers of yesterday understood this principle. Seed therapy is a way to put seeds on certain acupuncture points to either turn on or off the channels to a specific organ. All the wisdom is contained within the seed. The seed is a part of nature. We are a part of our nature. Our present day lifestyle is not following the laws of nature. In my eyes, this is energetic medicine at its finest. Note, most of us have more faith in allopathic medicine than nature itself. That is quite interesting. Most people would laugh when they listen to the power of a seed healing a particular disease. Tell that to an ancient sequoia tree that's been around for a couple of thousand years. Many times, the simplest of things is the most powerful. Take your breath. It's so simple, you breathe unconsciously. Yet, take away your breath, and you will die within minutes. I have yet to explore this wisdom yet. Exciting times are ahead of us. Mudra Healing. I always heard about mudras. Mudra means seal, gesture, or mark. Yoga mudras are symbolic gestures often practiced with the hands and fingers. They facilitate the flow of energy in the subtle body and enhances one journeys within. In this class, over 20 mudras were shown. Each mudra has a special effect. I'm at the beginning stage of learning more. From my observation and experience, mudras work on our internal electrical system. The ancient ones discovered through meditation that the hands contain the electrical system just like a junction box does. One can learn how to turn on or off these signals. This is another example of energy healing, an old yet new healing modality. In the future, all medicine will incorporate these healing modalities. Western science will learn the power of the quantum healing to feel to heal. Presently, the majority of mankind rolls their eyes when hearing such a thing. The ancients discovered this thousands of years ago. A new way of healing is coming around the corner. You are your own drugstore. You have been hardwired and you have the software to heal yourself. Detox, diet, and others. Principles of a healthy diet and lifestyle. Try to eat only organic food. Preservatives and modern-day pesticides are extremely harmful. There is a reason why they wear protective gear, yet we think it's safe to eat. Try to eat 80% raw and 20% cooked food. Most of your food should be alkaline. The Western diet is mostly acidic. Stop drinking sodas. All sodas contain a huge amount of sugars and carbon dioxide. Remember, we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. My track coach in high school said he would rather us to drink beer than soda. Soda is extremely harmful to the body. Limit your alcohol if you could stop drinking alcohol. Your liver and body will love you for doing this. Drink plenty of water. You should eat your water and drink your food. Try to eat seasonal foods for your particular season and area. Listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs. If you're coming down with a cold, go to bed early. This will stop you from catching a cold. I do this several times a year. My body loves me for listening to it. The body talks to you all the time. We just have deaf ears. Meditate every day. Learn to love it. Yes, it takes practice. Perform pranayama every day. It will help you fine-tune your body. Breathe through your nose, not your mouth. Learn to exercise that way. Remember that breathing through your mouth is called the breath of death. Do yoga every day. Do some kind of a cardiac exercise. I love to swim. During this pandemic, I don't have the opportunity. Monitor your thoughts and emotions. Remember, when you get angry, you are drinking your own poison. You are your own master chemist. Only you can change for the better. Nobody can do it for you. Learn how to program your subconscious. Over 90% of your actions are governed by this. You have the hardware and software built in to do this. Focus on your breath moment by moment. The entire universe is keeping you alive. Remember, the more you pay attention to something, the more attention it pays to you. It goes with the breath. Pay attention to your chakras and energy centers. They will help you balance your body. Limit social media. It was designed to hook you and make you addicted. Watch the movie The Social Dilemma. Listen to music that nurtures the soul. Don't get involved in gossip. Speak the truth. Be kind to everyone. Respect all people. Be nonviolent in your words, deeds, and actions. If you can't, stop eating meat of any kind. Don't microwave your food. You're destroying the necessary enzymes. Take a walk in nature every day. Relax in each and every moment. Slow down. Be in the moment. As Bugs Bunny once said, don't take life so seriously. You will never get out of it alive. Eat only fresh foods. Don't eat junk food of any kind. Remember, your body is a temple. Spend time in nature. Learn to listen to nature. Nature is always speaking wisdom, yet we don't hear it. Don't watch so much TV. If you can, don't use Western drugs. Change your lifestyle accordingly. Always learn greater wisdom. You will always find too the guitar of life. Love your fellow man. Don't judge your fellow man. Be tolerant of others. Do your job to make this planet a better place. Remember that anything external will change. Nothing is permanent except for your true self. Strive to be happy internally, and you will. Go to bed early. Listen to your body rhythms. Some people can go to bed later. Just listen to your body. It will tell you what to do. Remember, food is medicine. Therefore, eat your food with discretion. One man's food may be another man's poison. Each one of us is custom designed. What works for one will not work for another. Try to eat your meals in a certain window of time. I try to eat between 10 in the morning and my dinner around 5 to 6 o'clock. This allows a 16-hour window for the body to balance itself. Learn about fasting. Your digestive system needs rest. Don't drink water before going to bed. Your body has certain healing procedures it will do. Try to not eat after the sun goes down. This is following the laws of nature. Don't be a workaholic. Balance your life. I tell prospective employers, I didn't come down to earth solely to work. The more you work overtime, the less quality work you will perform, and the more error-prone you will be. Love what you do. Don't just take a job for the money. You are worth more than that. Remember, most answers come when your body and mind are relaxed. If you're working on a problem, take a break, relax. Many of my answers come when I'm sleeping or taking a shower. Your ancestors are always with you. You are never alone. Meditation is the key to understand this. The entire world is your friend. Your enemies are only your petty state of mind. The biggest crime is not discovering your true nature while you are alive. You can heal yourself and be happy. Happiness and health is only a breath away. Don't look at the future and the past. Stay in the present moment. Remember, it's the only moment you have. Choose your words wisely. Remember what you think and say you become. Don't hold on to grudges. Let go. Be kind. Do not put off tomorrow what you can do today. Spend time with your kids. Laugh at life. Live in the center of the hurricane instead of the howling winds of the mind. This life is a video game. Know how to play it. Most people are stuck on one level. If life is a bowl of cherries, why are we living in the pits? Rogue Anusar Yogi. The following came from Yogapedia. Definition. What does Anusar Yoga mean? Anusar Yoga is a modern school of Hatha Yoga founded by John Friend, an American yogi. From Sanskrit, Anu means with, and Sara means flow. Therefore, Anusar may be translated as flowing with grace or natural state. Named an Ansara school of Hatha Yoga and popularly known as Ansara Yoga, the ideology of the school is focused on tantric philosophies of intrinsic goodness. Yogapedia explains Ansara Yoga. A student first and later a teacher of Ayurveda Yoga, John Friend founded Ansara Yoga in 1997. The ultimate aim of the school is to align oneself with the divine. Drawing inspiration from Iyengar Yoga, Friend developed his own style, which immediately attracted followers from the West due to the Western approach to the conventional art. The principal aspects of Anusar Yoga are unifying principles of alignment, connecting all asanas to the physiological practice of Anusar, which involves the shifting of focus from perfecting a pose to enhancing the goodness and beauty that already exists in the student. The 3 A's. These are attitude, alignment, and an action. The attitude is to reawaken the divine within the self. Alignment as being aware of how the different parts of the body are interconnected. Action refers to the natural flow of energy in the body. Focal points. The alignment principles and Anusar talks about 3 focal points, namely the pelvic focal point, heart focal point, and the upper palate focal point. Energy loops. The 7 energy loops of Ansar are ankle loop, shin loop, thigh loop, pelvic loop, kidney loop, shoulder loop, and skull loop. Saptu, Dhatu, 7 tissues. According to Ayurveda, the human body is primarily made up of Sapta Dhatu. Sapta Dhatu is a Sanskrit word which means 7 constitutional elements. Sapta equals 7, Dhatu equals tissues. These 7 tissues are responsible for the entire structure of the body. The Dhatu maintains the functioning of each different system's organ and vital parts of the body and plays a significant role in the development and nourishing of the body. The Dhatus are also part of the body's protective mechanism. With the help of Agni, fire, they are responsible for the immune process. Each tissue, or Dhatu, is primarily governed by one of the Trishokas, Yata, Pitta, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. When one's Dhatu is defective, it affects the successive Dhatu as each Dhatu receives its nourishment from the Dhatu preceding it. The 7 most important Dhatus are presented here in serial order. Rasa, plasma, which is the first Dhatu which contains nutrients and minerals from digested food and which nourishes and replenishes all the tissues and organs. Rata, blood, which transports oxygen to all tissues and vital organs and maintains life. Mamsa, muscle, which covers the delicate vital organs and enable movements of bones and joints and maintains the physical capacity and strength of the body. Meta, adipose tissue, maintains the lubrication and oiliness of all the tissues. Asti, bones and cartilage, give support to the body's structure. Maija, bone marrow, fills up the bony spaces. Shukra, which are the reproductive tissues responsible for reproduction. Sperm in males and ova in females. Any disease where Vata, Pitta, Kapha are involved, the Vedic doshas directly affect the Dhyatus. With insight into the governing dosha, the cause of a disease, Dhyatu is accurately determined. The disturbed dosha, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, and improper Dhyatus are always directly involved in the disease process. Once the root cause of the disease is known, the corresponding therapies are used to balance the system through reducing the excess elements and increasing the deficient ones. Balance of the Dhyatus can be maintained by taking steps to keep the trio doshas in balance through a proper diet, exercise, and recovery program. Ritu Charya, seasons. If you live in New York City, would you eat a lot of fruit during the winter? Would you eat a lot of salads for dinner? Most of us are oblivious to the changes in nature. Our human bodies were designed to follow natural laws. Mind you, each place on Earth is different and unique. Each place has different kinds of seasons and weather patterns. The wise man understands this and eats only food that supports this particular season. It changes depending on where you live. Why eating seasonal is important. Each season has a different effect on our bodies. Imagine for a moment taking a big bite of ice cream while you're bundled up in scarves and mittens on a winter's walk in January. Not very pleasant, right? What about eating a hot bowl of barley soup while you're lounging poolside on a sweltering August day? Pretty unappetizing. There's a reason why your body reacts to these images. Different types of food help your body get back into balance during different times of the year. Acting against those natural inclinations can actually harm you, both inside and out. When you're out of sync with nature, even if you eat an otherwise healthy diet, the consequences can include a compromised immune system, unhealthy weight gain or loss, poor skin and hair quality, and even an increased risk of more serious illnesses. Eating Ayurvedically in accordance with the season doesn't just make you feel good in the moment, but is a powerful preventative health measure too. In Ayurvedic thought, each of us embodies a dominant natural constitution, either Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, or a combination of any of the above. Vata types are ruled by the qualities of air and space. Pitta types are ruled by fire and water, and Kapha types are ruled by water and earth. Each season pacifies or ignites these energies within us, meaning that our system can be thrown out of balance if we don't take measures to adapt our bodies to the weather. Luckily, Ayurveda lays out a set of seasonal guidelines known as Rutucharya, with Rutu translating to season and Charya translating to guidelines. These guidelines serve as prescriptions for diet and lifestyle changes throughout the year, including Ayurvedic detox treatments that help us clear in our minds, fulfilled in our spirits, and vibrant in our bodies. According to Ayurvedic, the year is divided into 2 periods, each containing 3 seasons. Uttayana, the cold months, which contains the seasons of Sharath, Hemanta, and Shishira, and Dakshinaya, the warm months, which contains the season Vasanta, Grishma, and Varsha.